Allow me to just quickly introduce the topic to people. So, if you're watching, let me say hello to everybody. I'm live with Barrister Deji Adeyanju, a human rights lawyer. He's actually not presently at home; he's on the road. So I just have to hijack him quickly. He's always on the move. So, yesterday, news filtered about the arrest again of very dark black man, and subsequently he was also arrested. So, good morning, Barrister Deji Adeyanju. You broke the news yesterday to us and
Yes.
announced that he was picked at his residence in Abuja. So, quickly, do you have details into what the matter actually was this time that he was taken to police station, arrested, and what went down at the police station? Could you gist us?
Yes. So basically, he was sleeping because he was not feeling well. He had received an earlier invitation, which we had written from the office saying that he was away in Lagos at the time. And that once he returns, he will honor the invitation. He returned and fell sick, and he was sleeping in his house when, all of a sudden, a team of tactical units of the Nigerian police force barged into the compound and was looking for him. So he placed a call through to me, informing me of the development. And I immediately issued a mild statement alerting Nigerians of the events as they were unfolding. And although the Nigerian police force subsequently yesterday, late in the night, said he was not arrested, if he was and that he was invited, if he was not arrested, why did you have to go all the way to his
Barge
house,
into his.
to bundle him while when the man told you that he was apparently sick, and you could actually see that he was sick. And so on the allegation that he had defamed someone, and our position has always been the same, that the police, they have better things doing with their time than getting involved in disputes of defamation, which are purely civil in nature. The Cybercrime Act of 2015, now amended, which they largely rely on, especially Section 24 of that act, the aspect to do with information has actually been repealed, unfortunately for the police, which is bad market for the police, and anyhow you look at it, police should focus on the critical duties of policing, and internal security of the country. The police should face criminal gangs. They should go and combat terrorists. They should go and face bandits in Zamfara who are twerking all over the internet, and having a field day. They should go and arrest criminal gangs, armed robbery gangs, kidnappers, murderers, rapists, and all sundry criminals. So those are the primary responsibility and statutory duty of the police, which the police are gradually abandoning and facing civil disputes among parties. What's the concern of police with people who insulted themselves? Assuming without considering that Section 24 of the Cybercrime Act is valid, it now relates squarely to issues of national security and threat to life, and the defamatory angle of that cybercrime of annoyance and all that has been expunged. And the police is not an anti-pornographic agency. The only other ingredient of that section that remains is issues of pornography. The Nigerian police force is not a pornographic agency. So they have no business, meddling in people who have insulted themselves on any issue or on any subject matter for that fact. So that is my take on that leg of
Okay, let's go into the law now, and also the peculiarities of some matters as they may come up. And I'll start with, later yesterday, an actress came on a live show on social media to talk about difference between insult and defamation, and then she laid claim to her right to pursue to any length if somebody has defamed her. She particularly also referenced VDM, saying that if VDM insulted her, she would understand. But if VDM defames her by saying she has proof of anything alleged against her, that she will consider it defamation. And then you have said, even at that, the police has no business in meddling, even if it were defamation. So if somebody feels defamed by another person and doesn't know how to go about it, and feels the person may not be easy to get, and you bump into the person, for instance, this away from VDM now, this is just thinking or speculating in other circumstances, and you feel the best way is to pin the person first and then bring the lawsuit, what would you advise the person in that circumstance to do? Would the police still be useful in such circumstance at least?
No, basically, when issues of defamation or libel or slander come up, these are purely civil issues, and citizens are prevailed upon or urged at all times to sue. You can sue for defamation of character, you can sue for libel, you can sue for slander, and other false, injurious falsehood against your person. There's no need for you to use police officers to harass people because you have connections or you have some influence in the society, and that's the crux of the matter. And Nigerians are largely badly behaved, and you even see some of them boasting that I'll use police to lock you up, and all that. So, this military hangover that we have as a nation, and the desire and the quest to always oppress one another is the reason why you see some of these things. And the police shamelessly, after people have boasted, the police shamelessly do the bidding of these individuals. And that's why you see police losing its respect, and its weight in the eye of the right-thinking members of the society. The police need to do a lot of soul searching, and reform. The police need reform like never before. The use of the Cybercrime Act has demeaned, and lowered the image of the Nigerian police force. And I believe there are many critical members and stakeholders in the police that are trying to, really redeem the image of the police. And I keep saying it, that the bad eggs within the system, generally in the country, may not even be as many as the good eggs. But it's just that the good eggs are not as vocal and vicious as the bad eggs. The bad eggs, they are more unrepentant, they are more brazen, and they are unrelenting in their bad behaviors. And that's why you can see that every day they dent the image of the Nigerian police and other institutions in the country.
I know that every time you come out to speak against the police for meddling in civil matters like this, I've never seen them responded in any of them, though, whether to stand or prove you right or anything. They have always maintained silence and continued with whatever they were doing, even though they have not responded. I'm still trying to make case for right of policing, like maintaining law and order, civility, and the rest of it. So online, for instance, sometimes insults could result in maybe afraid, what people call two fighting. Maybe in such instance, can the police at least try to maintain law and order by picking them and say, let's keep you first?
Yeah, that's why I've said that within the context of Section 24 of the Cybercrime Act of 2015, and now as amended, issues of national security and issue of threat to life are still within the federal jurisdiction of the police. When it borders on those issues. But for the fact that somebody calls you stupid, somebody says your mother, your father, your this, you are a thief, and all those stuff, that's the deformation, simplicity. Go and sue the person, So that's the, contextually speaking, and that is the position of the law as of today, and anybody that is still trying to use the police to oppress another person, is doing a lot of disservice to the Nigerian police force, sincerely speaking.
Okay, now let me put it in this format. There is this, it's usually rancorous when you go on social media and you see two people arguing, and then you see other people joining, and then before you know it, everywhere explodes and it goes beyond control. So if the police wants to try to come into the what agency is authorized to at least come into moderating, like, oh, don't fight. Try to maintain lane. I mean, what do you advise people to do in such as you are also, sometimes they come for you too. You just ignore, right? But not
People
everybody
should
has.
people should learn to have a thick skin like some of us. There's nothing that's not been said about me, and worse will even be said tomorrow. I just sincerely don't care. I don't even respond most of the time. If you cannot stand social media, there's no compulsion in having a social media presence. If you cannot stand criticism, don't stay in the fire or don't stay around the burning furnace. Do you understand? So if you are allergic to criticism, don't be on social media. And even if you must be on social media, maintain a low profile. Don't engage people and insinuate or confront people. Because nobody just wakes up and start attacking you. There must be a reason. So don't be confrontational. There are millions of Nigerians on social media, and nobody has ever attacked them or criticized them before. It's because some of us were in the front lines. That's why we come under crossfire. So it comes with terrain. It's all like Nigerian leaders that never like to be criticized. How can you be a leader and you stay in the burning furnace and you don't want to be criticized? When I see leaders use police to arrest people and harass people for criticizing them, I always laugh. I'm like, these guys are just unbelievable. The irreducible minimum of a public official is to expect criticism and to take criticism in good faith. So that's the thing. And whether you like it or not, it's a give and take situation. You cannot expect a situation where people will just sing your praise from morning to night. It doesn't make sense. After all, you are not God.
In fact, you should be worried if everybody sings your praise.
Indeed.
Okay, so let me take it a little further, just a little extension. Some Nigerians have police protection. Sometimes they will go about, they will use. In fact, lately we even started to see soldiers, protecting private citizens. So in such instance where, for instance, somebody is going with police protection and then got somehow into physical altercation with somebody, and then the police would, intervene for the person they are protecting. I mean, what is the position of the law in such ways? You are protecting somebody and that person is having altercation with another person. What is the expected conduct of the police in such circumstance that is protecting a personality?
Yes, the police at all times they've sworn to a duty and an oath to always observe the rule of law, protect rule of law. You just can't get involved, and it will surprise you to know that the Police Service Commission continually, dismiss police officers and security agencies for engagement in this. We have seen several situations like that in the army as well. Just recently the EFCC have ordered the arrest of some of its officers that violated the human rights of a hotel staff. And the irreducible minimum expected of the citizenry who faces such abuse is to report to their appropriate authorities or consult a lawyer to file a report on their behalf and ensure that justice is served. The reason why injustice and impunity persists in the country is that many Nigerians tend to leave right abuses to God. And that's why this injustice, these things persist. Unfortunately.
Well, we don't want to we don't want to stretch it too much because the matter, I believe, will definitely proceed to court. So we don't really want to preempt or do anything that may jeopardize. So I just want to leave it there for now. It's just to enlighten people as to their rights. If you feel defamed, you just heard it from a lawyer. Please approach the court, not the police. Am I correct in summary?
Yes, indeed, sir.
Approach the courts and not the police. And we hope that the police will also be able to caution or speak or moderate the conduct of their officers. And thank you so much, Comrade Deji Adeyanju, comrade lawyer, comrade barrister.
Thank you,
barrister lawyer.
Thank you for having me.
All right, thank you everybody for joining. So bye for now. We'll continue to take